right, Ramadan is nearly upon us. We are going to do what we've done for the last couple of years here on Dubai Eye and bring people together. The Ramadan reunion is probably the most tear-jerking thing I think we do all year. And again, we are going to be bringing people that you haven't seen in years to Dubai on Turkish Airlines for an all-expenses-paid trip to spend some quality time with you at the 5-star JA Beach Resort. If you've got someone that you haven't seen for a long time, head to DubaiEye1038.com. Tell us your story, and you could be enjoying a bit of a Ramadan reunion. And that announcement heralds the first of our Ramadanomic interviews, which we also do every year. We're starting in the obvious place, and that place is dates. Very pleased to be joined by Duncan Muir, who's Senior Director of the F&B Retail Division of the Date People, Batil. Duncan, it's lovely to have you. Good morning.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here again.
So for Batil, what percentage of your annual date sales actually happens in Ramadan?
So the Ramadan period, which is the build-up and obviously the month of Ramadan, represents 60% of our date consumption across the whole of the year. That's changing slightly as we've globalized the business and we've have presence in aftermarkets outside of the GCC, but it's still a huge part of our business.
So have you seen, I mean, you say you've got international markets there into the mix as well, and we'll get into that in a moment, but the dates that you sell here in the UAE, we know we've had a population boom over the last couple of years. Have you seen an increase in Ramadan volumes as well?
Yes, we have, yes. Our current trend right now with the build-up to Ramadan looks around about 16-17% higher than last year, and obviously part of that is the population growth, but also people are purchasing dates for different reasons, and that's enabled us to kind of maximise a higher sales.
What different reasons?
Personal consumption is a big part of what people, healthier lifestyles, and they introduce organic dates as part of a healthier diet. We've seen a trend where companies who previously would gift clients and gifting clients, but also now employees with boxes of dates or Ramadan-related gifts. So that's enabled us to increase our volumes with corporate clients as well.
When does the Ramadan build-up start?
It started about 10 days ago. So it's very last minute. We do all of our preparation 11, 12 months in advance. We have everything ready. Since January, we've been promoting the Ramadan proposition and communicating with our clients, but typical with everyone's busy lifestyle, it's all done last minute. So Monday, Tuesday last week, we suddenly saw the ramp up, and this next 10 days, we'll probably do 10% of our total annual sales budget in the UAE for retail in the next 10 days. It's a huge part of our business.
So 10% of your annual retail sales will happen over the next week and a half?
Yeah. So we're super busy.
How do you deal with that? Do you bring on extra staff?
Yeah, we do, and we know about it. It's all in our calendars. We plan for it. I say Ramadan planning starts 11 months in advance. We really work on getting the product ready. Obviously, our farms do an amazing job with the harvest. And as Ramadan gets 10 days earlier every year, the time from harvest to Ramadan is getting less. So we have to really focus on, obviously, we want to maintain the highest quality organic dates, and then obviously get them in stores and ready on all the different platforms, whether it's online and in brick and mortar stores.
A friend and I actually have a bit of an economic indicator based on Batil, that we have a look unofficially at how well we think the Dubai business sector is doing by the amount of Batil dates that turn up for the business breakfast. What are you seeing in corporate orders this year, and what can we take from the health of the business sector as a result?
Yeah, it's looking very strong. As I said, we're 17% up and over the last sort of 10 to 12 days. And a huge proportion of that is corporate. The personal consumption or people who want to buy smaller gifts generally happens over the next few days. The corporate orders happen a week in advance. So we've seen a huge uplift over the last 10 days. And vast majority is corporates buying gifts for their clients. And as I said before, their staff as well.
What's happening to the average spend on that?
It's very, very similar to previous years. It's still very healthy, but we haven't seen any negative impact. The transactions are marginally higher than last year, but it's more on the volume side. We're seeing improvements as more orders or larger orders.
We were speculating earlier, we didn't know very much about date pricing and how it works. I mean, obviously you are growing some of your dates, not all of your dates?
All of our dates.
All of your dates.
Yeah, we have 120,000 trees in Al Ghat in Saudi Arabia, and we operate 100% organic date farms, and all of the products we sell that are date related come from our own farms. So we can completely control the supply chain. Obviously, we can mitigate any fluctuations in prices in the market, and obviously it's a long-term investment to get a controlled environment.
What is happening though to date prices in the open date market?
I think they're not impacted like other commodities. It seems to be probably linked to inflation growth. I wouldn't say it's any more or any less. The market is positive. There hasn't been any kind of environmental issues that have impacted date production like you maybe have with coffee or chocolate. So it's definitely more stable than those commodities. But as I say, we're a little bit immune to that because we do have our own farms, and we all of the processing, the filling the dates, and obviously the packaging of our products is all done through our own supply chain.
Before we let you go, I've got about a minute and a half left with you. What about your own expansion? Because obviously you've got not just the Batil boutiques, but you've got the restaurants as well. Yeah,
so we've got a really busy year. We're looking to open 59 new locations globally.
Restaurants, retail,
combination
or both?
of restoration. So 60% of that will be growth within our retail business. So a combination of boutiques, either our own or franchise model. We have a very big presence in airports, and that's growing rapidly. And recently, we've really pushed out through department stores, especially in Europe, where we would take a small concession within a food hall of a department store. And we've grown into Spain, Italy, Germany, Switzerland, and UK through that model. And then recently, Asia has been a big growth market. We opened in Singapore on Friday with huge success. End of last year, we opened in Korea as well. And both those Asian markets have shown real demand for dates.
Where are the 59 new outlets going to go?
Across the world. We've got USA. We'll be entering USA this year. We're going to be entering Indonesia and Malaysia this year. We've planned to open in Turkey. Plus, we're going where we're already present as well.
The entry into the US, will that be with restaurants or with stores?
But with both, through the franchise model.
That is quite incredible. Where are you? Because the US is, of course, the big market for a lot of companies, but it's one of the hardest.
It is.
To crack. Where are you going to start?
Our focus area will be New York to begin with. We're working with a partner there currently, and we will look to open both our retail presence and F&B presence there, hopefully by the end of the year.
And what about here in the UAE? How much room do we have for more Batil?
We're still growing. We opened in Zabil 1, Cafe Batil last week. And we are looking at, obviously there's new malls coming online, there's new developments coming online. So we have a very good coverage already, and we have a fantastic presence and a very loyal customer base here. And we will look at isolated cases where we can expand that further. Saudi Arabia has been a big focus. We've doubled our presence over the last 18 months in Saudi Arabia. And that market is very strong for us, both for F&B and for retail.
Duncan Muir, Senior Director of F&B and Retail at Batil, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
Dubai Eye 103.8.
Join the conversation.